So be careful, Eric. Don't do too many push-ups now. We don't want you having any heart attacks.
Speed Blitz and Speed Espresso. And Hikaru just
I
anxious
want a
to
good
get
game.
out.
There we go. We got the glance from Nakamura.
And we've got
E4,
E4. We're going to see another one of the Roy Lopez's that we've been so graced with. Berlin, but an anti-Berlin.
Yes.
Another anti-Berlin. This time, bishop takes c6. We saw that in another game. I think that was Wesley. Somebody else played that against Nakamura as well.
H3 not as common here, but usually pretty flexible and you can get away with it.
Castles, knight c3.
Somehow I think Magnus might castle on the queen side.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think he's ready for the queen e2, bishop d2, or even bishop g5s that we've seen. We've been seeing knight d7, bishop g5, f6 types of lines, right?
Usually you don't even play h3 in those lines, though. You don't need it.
Right. Rook e8.
So Nakamura is stopping really to pause there. And we've got...
This is what Wesley did against Nakamura? Was that
bishop
it?
Very
e3.
similar. He also played with bishop e3 and ended up castling short. Although I think he started with queen e2 so they could take on e3.
But we have an fe3 structure now, so when you play f6, knight f8, knight e6, d4 is not available. So slightly different plans here.
On the other hand, you know, not an easy reroute for the knight on c3 because...
You got to find a good square for it. It's currently not sitting on a very good square thanks to the c6 pawn.
Well, black doesn't play c5. Maybe you play queen e1, queen g3 and try to play for d4.
There you go.
Queen e1, yeah.
Dynamic. I like the choice by Magnus. There's going to be some chess played. There aren't any easy trade-offs in the near future.
No, a very rich game battle. I mean, we have had a couple of trades.
My board is not updating itself, unfortunately, so I'm just going to switch games temporarily, and I will come back, I promise. No, I haven't done an updated board.
Well, let's stick with the overhead shot for now, then.
Okay. So
as we can easily follow it there, but it looks like Nakamura is eating a lot of time.
So
and you've got it back up now as he devised the plan and did go for that knight f8, knight e6 idea.
And then came queen e1, f6, g4. G4 lashing out.
Knight g6 by Nakamura.
Knight g6, queen g3, that's an automatic. And it has been played as the world champions getting ready to pawn storm away on the king side.
I like it. I like it.
H6, rook f2.
Rook f2, so I thought he was going to maybe move his king, but instead he's going to use his rook perhaps to shield his king. He's actually doubled rooks.
After
so
rook
bishop
f2,
e6,
bishop
we
e6.
see bishop e6, rook f1.
Rook a f1, yeah.
That's right. And now Nakamura played, I think, queen d7, and then we saw h4.
Yeah,
no.
Whoa, bishop at the...
Queen e7 played in, yeah.
Queen e7 instead of queen d7, and that's why h4 was played.
h4, maybe ideas of g5. It's nice to have that pawn on e3 stopping knight f4. What do you guys think? Do you like what Magnus is doing here?
Absolutely.
I like it. Giving
Absolutely.
some... Yes.
Very, very comfortable. What do you say, Jen? A free roll? The world champion's getting a free shot at Hikaru's king.
Now he's made a surprising move. He's played the move d4. So despite really building up this attack on the king side, he's decided to go center. And there's been a trade of pawns on d4 and rook f8.
Rook a e8.
Nakamura's going to play defense this game and let Magnus overpush in his mind.
Yeah, I'm not sure I was a big fan of this move d4. I thought just the knight d1, f2,
the slow build-up,
bringing everybody to the party. But definitely White has a big edge in space, but also a little responsibility towards his center pawns.
Now h5 has been played, and Nakamura, for some reason, pausing here. Maybe because he's worried.
So knight e7 or knight h8, and then you bring it to f7 into g5.
Oh, knight h8, absolutely. I really like.
And that is what Nakamura chose.
For sure, you can bring that knight nicely to the g5 square after knight f7.
We can't play knight h4 at the moment because d4 is hanging.
Exactly.
So we would. The idea there would be knight f7 would be disallowed to knight f7.
Nakamura's position is definitely okay.
And rook d1 was played to fortify that pawn, which also really looks at the move d5. So now knight f7 and d5 will leave that bishop on e6 bereft of squares.
Trapped. Absolutely. So I'm thinking queen d6 just to make room for the bishop to retreat so that knight f7 is possible in the very near future. You want to get that knight back into play, of course, and right now you just don't want to get your bishop trapped to the d4, d5 threat.
Yeah, I don't think there's a clear plan for white. Those hanging pawns are quite annoying to...
And that's what he did.
Queen d6, a very natural move by the tournament winner.
That's right. The tournament winner, indeed, it does not mind queen takes d6, pawn takes d6, straightening out the pawns and actually making white's own pawn advances,
E5,
very aggressive advances.
E5. Go play E5.
Yeah, I think he can't trade queens. That just looks terrible. So E5 looks like a very natural response. And then...
maybe knight E4 and just go for it.
E4, E5 takes on E5.
Knight E5.
Knight takes E5 with knight Ooh, I can't play knight f7 thanks to knight g6. Ooh, I like it.
I like it.
I overlooked. I overlooked that. But e5 is definitely the
and
critical
as
move.
we've got Magnus thinking here about how to tie Nakamura up, we've got a very important commentator who's going to be joining the show with us. Hello, let us know your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, this is Rex from Central Missouri.
Hey, welcome to the show, Rex. Do you play much chess?
Oh, a little bit. I've got this wacky teacher. But my question is, how many other people in history in the world of chess have been memorialized for a bad move, a mistake, in other words, as has Rex Singfield with his incorrectly queening a pawn? Who else gets a bad move named after them?
I think Rex stands alone. I don't think anybody else in the World Chess Hall of Fame has such infamous
thank you. I feel
the
deeply
name
honored.
attached
Well,
to the greatest blunder
he's in the
in the world.
Missouri Sports Hall of Fame.
Oh,
That's Rex Singfield.
true.
But you know,
That's a good bar bet.
there was actually there was another instance in this tournament that should make Rex feel a lot better, and Vesselin did exactly the same thing.
yes,
so,
he did. And then you said, just like Rex Singfield. Those were Yasser's exact words.
So do you
I
feel,
can confirm that's true.
So what do you think, Rex? Are you proud of our own Hikaru Nakamura and his great performance here?
Oh, yeah, very much so. What a show he's putting on for everybody.
How do you think he's going to do in this game that we have going on right now against Magnus?
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, to my untrained eyes, it looks like it's pretty even, like he's got a lot of sources of resisting and holding. Queens are off the board. That's going to make a big difference.
And Hikaru's got a very active rook. He just needs to solve his knight on h8. If he can get his knight to g5, the game could easily turn in the favor of black. So
I really like White's position.
You do?
I don't like that pawn on... I like the structure for White. I don't like that pawn on d5.
Okay.
I think Magnus emerged here ahead.
Well, that's right. That now we are threatening knight e7 check.
I'm not
and
convinced.
the d5 falls.
Rook e1 has been played. Rook e8. Oh, he played rook f4 check.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to hang up and I'll listen to you guys.
Well, thank you very
Rex.
much for calling, Rex.
Bye-bye.
We were just speaking to Rex Singfield. He is the founder. Not only did he make that blunder with queening the pawn and not putting a queen, but he also founded the chess club and the Hall of Fame across the street. Well, rather they moved the Hall of Fame from Miami, Florida, with his wife, Dr. Junie Singfield. So shout out to them. And we do have the Grand Chess Tour coming to St. Louis in August. So of course you're going to want to watch out for that. Now, how is this game going? We are standing up on e7.
I like what Magnus has done. I think
Rook f7 forced, because otherwise we were going to just snack on g7, and the lights seem to have come on.
suddenly, yes. Where did that just jumped out? Wow. So the players were actually playing some kind of a darkened hall there for a second.
Equitable time situation, and bizarrely, it seems like Carlsen kind of lacking a little confidence. I mean, that happens when you are shaky in a few games.
Well,
not pounding out the moves like you might sometimes do.
I do like what
Knight h4. Knight h4 here, is that not
Magnus
winning?
has played.
Is Knight h4 not just winning on the spot?
Very nice idea.
Exactly. These pawns on h5
Wow.
and g4.
Knight g6, you cannot stop that mate. If knight d6 here,
and there you've got the head shaking going on. It's game over, and the tournament winner Hikaru Nakamura is going to remember going 0-2 against the world champion.
Oh no!
Magnus
So after
Carlsen.
knight d6, you just move the rook anywhere, d8.
D8, for example,
and then you just
knight
play
G6.
knight d6 next.
Knight G6 isn't just threatening checkmate. The
And-
rook on F4 is saying everything falls. And
Wow.
winning the tournament, but losing to Magnus 2-0 in the Blitz.
And we
Wow.
can't save ourselves with a move like g5 because then you take on g6 with check and just
En
win our
passant.
rook.
En passant
Oh,
with
brutal.
check. And I just go back just a
Well, think
there
about
was
how
this-
much more it would hurt Nakamura if you actually lost the tournament for this. That's the consolation that Nakamura has. He is still champion,
He
but
played-
he's not going to be #1 Blitz player in the world after this game.
He played the move King H7. I was thinking that he should have at least. Oh, he could
Couldn't,
not have
because
played.
you can play
Oh,
knight
I
E7, rook
apologize.
F8, and knight G6.
Yeah.
He didn't have this opportunity because there was this fork. Thank you, Eric. Cleared the cobwebs, and it's all over now.
And actually, Nakamura felt compelled to actually sacrifice a piece here, and he
And-
has resigned. Our champion, but ending in a sour note, our Grand Chess Tour Paris champ, losing to the world champion and losing his
Number one
spot.
rating.
yeah, it's just